Welcome back to day 8 of the 100 horror films in 31 days. I got in 4 films and some really good ones today. First up is 2011's Kill List, which I'd never seen. This is a fresh watch. Directed by Ben Wheatley, who also did the Sightseers. That's an interesting film as well, an indie, low budget indie film. Kill List is an Australian film or Australian actors that basically you've got a guy that was ex-military and suffering a lot of trauma from Iraq. I think it was Iraq, and he basically can't hold a job. He's also kind of he's got hypochondriac. He's a little bit of a hypochondriac. He thinks there's things wrong with his back and can't work. Anyway, long story short is he and his friend decide that to make some money they're going to become hitmen, and they've got a kill list that they're working from, and it's a really fascinating character study. I really like the first 2/3 of this movie, and then the third act takes a sharp left turn into the occult horror territory, which some people are going to like, and I like that, but I don't think it fits in the context of the first 2/3 of the movie. I think it's kind of disorienting, quite honestly. I really liked it was a tense character study, and then it just kind of goes off into some strange, really bizarre territory. And the ending, I think, is along with that just well, it's shocking and it's bizarre. Obviously I'm not gonna spoil it for you. I would have given this probably a 9 out of 10, but the ending and the last third of the film, I just don't feel good about it. It didn't sit with me that well, so I give it a 7.5 out of 10. Having said that, I think it's a movie everyone needs to see. It's really really interesting, and you may like the left turn and the third act better than me. I don't know. It was very disorienting. There's 2 commentary tracks. I really want to check those out to kind of get into the head of what they were doing with this. But I like the effort. I thought this was very good. Next up is a Warner Archive release for Wolfen, 1981. This is another one I've never seen. This is Albert Finney plays this kind of hippie cop that's investigating a series of mutilations, and essentially it's a doppelganger or shapeshifter type movie. It's a shapeshifter movie where you've got Indians that are becoming wolves. There's a lot more to it than that. That's basically the story. And the interesting thing about Wolfen is the vast majority of the film is shot from the point of view of the killer, the wolf in this case. Which is okay. I mean, I think I would have liked a better payoff towards the end. The other problem with this is it's 2 hours long. I think it overstays its welcome. Good film, not great. Directed by a guy named Michael Wadley, and Michael Wadley's claim to fame is he was the director of the documentary on Woodstock, the famous 1969 Woodstock. He didn't do much after that that I'm aware of. He's got 3 screen credits. I'm not sure. He's an interesting character though. Basically, native of Akron, Ohio. Yeah, but Wolfen is probably one I could definitely recommend. I give it a 6.5 out of 10. No special features. One of the things I don't like about these Warner Archive releases is that they're really light to no special features, no commentaries. It's just the film. Next up is Night Visitor, which is a 1980 horror comedy, 1989 horror comedy. Never seen this one before either. This stars Elliot Gould. It was directed by a guy named Rupert Hitzig. There's an interview. There's 3 interviews on here. One's with Hitzig talking about this film. Hitzig only did 4 films, and this is one of those. This is about a teacher that is also moonlights at night as a Satanist, and he and his brother go around killing people that they think are bad prostitutes, basically. But between all that, what you've got is this interplay between the two brothers. It's basically a dark comedy, and the horror aspects are kind of played down. Although in the '80s, late '80s, this was kind of sold as a straight horror film. This is really just a dark comedy. And the comedy's hit or miss, as you can imagine with most of these type of things. It's okay in parts. It kind of gives. I had a few silent chuckles at some of it, but it's not anything great. It's not a memorable film in that respect. But it was okay. This is a Ronin release. I think Ronin Scorpion. This has Elliot. Of course, the other problem with this that I had a problem. If you're going to spend money to have a guy like Elliot Gould in your movie, give him something to do. He had nothing to do in this film. He really didn't. That was a shame. And then finally, the classic this is from Scream Factory, The Devil Rides Out. 1969's classic film from Hammer, based on the Dennis Wheatley novel, and one of Christopher Lee's personal favorite films. I'm not going to say it's a masterpiece, but it's certainly one of the best and most ambitious films of the Hammer portfolio, because the Wheatley novel puts a lot of, if you're going to do it right, I think it put a lot of stress on the economics of doing that, particularly on a Hammer budget. This is one of the few films that I think, when someone says what would be a great remake, with today's technology and funds, this one's top of the list. I'd love to see this get remade. I think Hammer did a great job. I mean, I think the sequences, the spider sequences, and the devil coming riding on horseback, all those were done to the best that they could do given their economics and budget constraints and the technology of the '60s. I think it was well done, but this is definitely a film that could benefit from today's technology. Christopher Lee is outstanding in it, and it's one of my favorites. I give it an 8 out of 10. Bunch of commentaries on here. Great release. Great picture quality. Highly recommend that one. Okay, that's going to do it for day 8. Appreciate you watching.